people who like to say that immigrants are nothing but dirty, lazy thieves, then this story is not for you. A new study published in the journal Psychiatry and Psychiatric Epidemiology found that U.S. immigrants are less likely to commit crimes or engage in antisocial behavior than are U.S. citizens, or immigrants who have been in the States for a long time, despite the likelihood of living in poorer, lower-educated urban areas. It found that U.S. citizens, in other words, were more likely to be dirty, lazy thieves, or at least to be antisocial jerks. The researchers studied arrest and crime rates. They conducted a survey of over 40,000 Americans, asking them to compare actions of immigrants and those of native U.S. citizens. They controlled for alcohol and drug abuse, mental health disorders, race, gender, and ethnicity. They did a lot of work, in other words, and they arrived at the conclusion that immigrants were much less likely to be as antisocial or engage in criminal behavior than natural-born Americans are. The results held up for immigrants from all over the world, including Africa, Asia, Europe, and Latin America. The study's authors found that immigrants who came to the U.S. before they were teenagers are more likely to report engaging in bad behavior. The researchers estimate that each year a person spends in the U.S., he or she is 1.9% more likely to be violent and 0.9% more likely to engage in nonviolent antisociality, like stealing or cutting class. In other words, the longer you live in the U.S., the more socialized you are in America, the more of a jerk you become. That's pretty amazing. First, it goes against the conservative talking point that all immigrants are nothing but trouble. And second, it begs the question, why do people become jerkier the longer they live in the U.S.? Is it because our media is such a jerk that it drives us to be jerks ourselves? Is it because our corporations, bankers, and politicians all rob us blind while telling us how patriotic they are, so that somehow we end up believing that to be an American, we have to be jerks ourselves? Whatever the reason, the bottom line is the same. For a free country that supposedly has all the wealth and all the fun, we sure are a bunch of lazy, dirty, thieving, antisocial jerks. Tonight, let's talk about that by following me on Twitter @TheResident.